realistic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So they were written down in my document.
okay, money in X time equals extrinsic financial. Now, do notice that was the first thing you said. But what does that financial goal do for you?
I think it would allow me to. I guess number one is prove what it's kind of I'm contradictory because I want to help my family, but I also want to prove them wrong. So I've made a series of decisions in the past couple of years that have obviously contradicted what everyone else in my family has done. Um, but of course, there's nothing more than I would love to be able to support them and also essentially change their paradigm of thinking.
You want redemption.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't say redemption.
you want
I,
to rub
I,
it in their face. You want to prove them wrong. It's a
I
little bit
wouldn't say
of,
redemption because I don't think there's any redemption to be had. It's more so just changing their mindset as well as proving that this works.
and if you do that, what does that do for you?
Um, I think it validates my own decisions, and that would make me feel good.
How long have you been making decisions that you need validation for?
That's a good question. Probably for the past, I'd say since 2020.
How old are you?
But oh, did it freeze? It
That, can
froze
you
for
hear
a
me?
second. Yeah, yeah,
Going deep,
yeah.
bro. We're going deep right now, man.
Here we are, man.
Well, like this is the best way to like stop anyone from wasting time. We'll get
Yeah,
go straight for it, right?
absolutely.
So outside of making a certain amount of money in X amount of time, which you have documented somewhere, have you documented it somewhere?
Oh, on my yeah, I have my Notion.
Ah, fellow Notion man. Oh, I love it. You know the joke about Notion, right? When you start using Notion, half your life goes to organizing your Notion.
We should start using Notion.
I tried, bro. I really tried. Tried again last week too.
You're not having it?
No. I've got a monster of a Notion workspace.
Is
I love
it?
it. I love it. Yeah, it's great. Great search engine, great everything. Very good. That's the first thing I do. I used to run growth partnerships. First thing I would do is I would just sit there and do what you're supposed to do in business. Market research, roles, responsibility, like a whole wiki where we're going, what our goals are financially, roles, responsibilities, market research, swipe files.
Let me try and find it. There you go. So it says here 10K per month cash collected.
Do you want to share or do you want to just read it? It's up to you.
I'll share it. And we can probably change it all the time as well.
Yeah, I mean it should always be pushing it.
So I'd written down uh, a while back, which I haven't updated for a while, to be honest.
Is that unreasonable? Is that in 10K per month collected?
Yeah,
Why is that unreasonable?
no, make it unreasonable to achieve it, essentially.
Yeah, why is it unreasonable is what I'm asking.
I mean, make it unreasonable to not achieve it. So essentially, this is like a little phrase that I picked up that kind of makes sense in my head. Maybe I didn't write it down correctly, but make it unreasonable to not do it, essentially. So how can I put the systems in place to make sure that
Oh, got it, got it.
effectively unreasonable to not be able to achieve it?
Cool, man. So we're gonna do a little give and take here. So my financial goals are to retire at 45. I am
Hmm.
33, going on 34. Retirement for me, fixed for inflation, is about 185K mailbox money. Now, when I retire, I will, and that's like guaranteed, proven, liquid, all that in the bank, investments, split out. I could get really specific here, like 20% of REITs, and that's always subject to change, right? So
Yeah.
you gotta revisit those goals and adjust for external, internal, and all that. What would I do once I retire? Where's retirement live? I'll keep fucking working. I just will
Yeah.
choose passion projects. Right now, if I were to retire, if somebody dropped that in, I knew that was locked in. I would just travel the world with this beautiful, beautiful camera, and I would just shoot, bro. And I can do
Mm-hmm.
that comfortably, 185K, 200K ideally, fixed for inflation USD, and I'm good because I can live within my means and I have principles and I know that a certain amount of happiness comes from contentment, blah blah blah. So I got that spiritual side of me. So that's a give and take for you, right? So for you, you mentioned principles on there.
Mm-hmm.
What are like two principles that are important to you?
Um, for me personally, there's two specifically that comes to mind immediately is having an internal locus of control. That's something it's just written down in the document. Basically, internal locus of control, meaning that anything I do, any outcome that comes is effectively um, an, an outcome of my own actions, just taking 100% accountability and responsibility. The second one is, and this is something actually I stole from Mosey himself, is suffer, every time suffering is my choice. I choose to suffer depending on the experiences that I choose to, I guess, um,
So can you rephrase that?
yeah, suffer, the idea of suffering is my choice. We choose to suffer depending on the meaning that we place on our experiences. So anytime I'm experiencing anything difficult or bad, the meaning that I choose to place on it depends whether I'm perceiving it as suffering or not. But I don't know if those are principles or I don't know ideas, but that's what I try to remind myself of who I
Cool.
am anyway. Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in. Okay.
Yeah.
So cool, man. I share that. I don't. I'm not perfect. You'll find out.
Mhm.
I'm a cranky man sometimes. I like it, man. So financially, the next 90 days, where would you like to be?
10K.
USD? So what's the conversion rate, bro? I haven't looked at that shit in forever.
I think that's 10K USD, 7 grand, I think.
You bullish on the pound after all the news?
Mm, not so much, no.
Yeah, Europe's all fucked up, man.
Trust me, it's not a great place to be.
What kind of music you listen to?
Yeah?
What kind of music
Music.
you?
Oh,
Yeah,
all kinds. All kinds. My music tastes is varied, to be fair. Depending on the mood in the morning, I never like to wake up. I listen to a lot of instrumentals, I won't lie to you. Like just random.
like garage or like.
Nah.
See, I'm just like an American, bro. Like I'm very biased of like
Are you
what
doing?
life is like over there.
No, to be fair, you'll be surprised. I don't listen to that much UK music, to be fair.
You
UK
don't
music isn't.
you don't listen to any drill? No Chicago drill, UK drill. Yeah, you listen to fucking drill. I fucking listen to drill, bro. I
I
put
know
some
some girl.
I put some ugly stimuli in my life. It's addicting.
Well, yeah, no, drill's up there sometimes, but when I was younger, yeah, these days not so much. I won't lie to you. I listen to sometimes a bit of depending on the mood, some soft music, but that's sometimes maybe at night.
Cool, man. Yeah, I've gone through like my phases. So like I had my dubstep phase like 10 years ago when it like
Oh
started
no,
becoming like cool. So like what have I had us like
I'm still
I
going
go to shows now. I was like, you had to be on drugs to listen to this shit.
That's what it sounds like to me too.
Yeah, no, but day to day, like I'm big on rap. I like hip hop. I listen to
Yeah,
a little bit of everything. What do you do outside of work? You play sports?
yeah. Well, I used to
What'd you play?
competitively when football,
Soccer?
football.
Football. Yeah. Who's
Yeah.
your team?
Chelsea, man, Chelsea.
Yeah, that lines up with where you're at.
Yours is what?
No, I don't watch that shit.
You don't
I'm
at
from
all.
India. I don't watch fucking cricket either. You know,
Cricket, that's it.
I don't watch cricket. I don't watch any sports. I used to play tennis. I like. I
Ah,
like. I like. I like. I like. I'm very type A.
you used to play. You don't play anymore.
I completely fucked up my ACL meniscus partial root tear about 2 years. Yeah, about
Oh no.
3 years, but I got the surgery. I prolonged the surgery, so right now I'm still doing PT and everything.
Eesh, yeah,
I
tough
like I
one.
want to play tennis. That's all I want to play. I like once I got to this age, my body like broke down from like used to do like some bodybuilding. My rotator cuff's thrown, my knees jacked up. So now I'm just looking for longevity and
Yeah,
business wise. I want to learn golf. I used to play when I was younger a little bit, but never got proficient.
yeah,
Tennis is my thing because it's a country club sport. Country club
yeah.
sports are good for business, but they're also good for
Absolutely.
longevity because I can keep playing tennis and it's keeps you sharp, keep you on point, and it's
Yeah,
very fun. It's very fun. So, but good. Jazz and Pratt both really value that the
yeah.
soccer background because they both play
Well,
football in
as
uni.
in like American football or
Nah, you're kind of football dog.
serious?
Oh yeah, they were fucking serious. So that's we look.
Oh,
Are you familiar with the word phenotype?
yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how competitive are you with others?
Sorry, say that again.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how competitive are you with others?
Scale of 1 to 10. And when you say others, what do you mean by that
Like
exactly?
like
Just like
when you're competing, whether it's sports, work, how competitive
uh,
are you?
heavily, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I'd put it up there as a 10 because if I talk about the times when I've been head to head with someone, it's I want to win.
You want to win?
I need to win.
Language, man.
Yeah,
Nah, I get it though, and I know it's also you know. So okay, cool. I mean that's kind of stuff we look for, man. But like intrinsically, it's good to hear the self control. Was that there before you got in with JJ and Alex a few months ago?
I'd say so. I think it's something that I've been working on for quite some time. So I'd say I think it's been there for before then.
What's your type?
In terms of women, oh man, where do I start? You know what's funny? When people say type, it's all kinds. Honestly, like there's not been a moment. It's funny because I was seeing this girl yesterday, and she asked
Oh
me what.
no, okay, no, yeah. They always want to. That's like that's like a thing. What's your body
Yeah.
count in the last 6 months?
Ah, I'm a good lad. Don't worry about it. It's in the last 6 months. It's I went on holiday, so don't judge me. But it's around 4 or 5. Nothing crazy.
Okay, that's true. You
Yeah.
said you're 20, right?
Yeah. 24.
24. Okay, cool. Why do you think I'm asking these questions?
You're trying to get to know me better and understand what kind of character I am and how honest I am, I guess.
I don't give a fuck about that. I
Yeah.
want to see if it's worth us pouring time, money, energy, resources from a business perspective into someone and find talent that's untapped.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, no, it's just a good. I mean, ask me, bro.
Ask you. I
Ask
thought
me
you were
whatever you
married.
want. Ask me whatever you want. Whatever you want to know.
What's
You
your
got
type?
psychotic, apparently.
Really?
Apparently.
Is that right?
Nah, I don't have a type. I'm um I'm locked in, bro. This is the
Yeah.
season of my life where like I've come off like a bad string, and we see this in sales reps. We see this in a lot of people
Yeah.
where if they've got like CLB vibes and they're chasing pussy, or they're like in relationships, long term relationships that aren't truly long term that fall out. Like, so this is
Do you
risk
prefer
assessment,
people
risk
in long
assessments.
relationships?
Yeah, longest I've had was like 2 years. That ended
Yeah.
about a year ago. That really fucked up the game of business. And I live a balanced life, just so you know. Outside of
Mm.
this shit, it's none of your fucking business. But you didn't ask me that. But I was telling you it's none of your fucking business.
That's all
But
right.
I would have loved if you had said that. By the way,
Yeah. None of your business.
yeah. But just me personally. But it's good for me to know. I'm glad you gave up the information. But body
No,
count,
no.
body count in the last 6 months, two. Then
Yeah.
it's it's something that I avoid right now religiously because I'm just
Uh,
locked in. I'm just locked in. It's just seasons, bro. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
seasons. But yeah. Anyway, I'm
But
not here. I'm not here to tell you what to do in your personal life. By the way,
it's
that's
a
none of my
season.
business.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is a season focus.
Yeah, yeah. It's a season of focus, self development. I want to be the best version of myself in the art and science of business, but specifically this kind of business because I've failed so many times. It's glorious how many times I've failed. How many times it's a Mike Tyson quote. I mean, I've just been punched in the face so many times, and I own that shit because I put myself in positions to get knocked the fuck out, but I kept getting
Mm.
back up. All right. So,
What we work on the most now?
right here, man. Agent attraction. Agent
Mm.
attraction. Outside of this, you know my answer. Nah. I'm trying to cut down. I want to get down to 11% body fat in the next 12 months.
Mm.
On a health level. Time wise, I allocate it kind of poorly at times, but it's because I'm very obsessive and I like to be that's why I love this team, man. I love this team. It's like I've been in so many shit fucking business entrepreneurship things inside and outside of this, but
Yeah,
it's something that you really appreciate once you've been burned up enough in business to be around people that are, you
killers.
know,
Yeah,
yeah, killers, and we have fun. Like I said, I think it's like it's a culture thing, right? That we're trying to develop. Like me personally, like I don't want to sit here and tell you 10K is fucking nothing, bro. Jonathan has fucking cleaned that up. Now he has certain competitive advantages over you, and you have certain advantages over him, right? Everybody has their ups, downs, lefts, rights. I think hard work beats talent. Would you agree?
absolutely. If 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 talent's not working,
Yeah, but you can have talent with poor internal and external alignment. So you could put, no, pull some analogy, right? So it's just a thing of like you want to be in the right place with the right people at the right time.
yeah,
That's how we try to control what we can control, and we try to pick back up quick and move on, right? So I'm big on that shit. I'm really big on that shit because it's like it's really like grit. If you're familiar with that word,
yeah. There's a book about it.
yeah. You read a lot.
More than I used to read more, but not as much as I like to these days. I've changed my reading a lot in the past couple of months or so.
Cool, man.
Do you?
Yeah, I read Slack all fucking day.
Is that it? Those
Yeah,
like kind of
I got some books, man.
time.
I got some good books. Like I've read a lot of different books. One's extra minute. I sent this one out to David recently.
What
Tribe
was
of
it?
Mentors. It's called Tribe of
Right.
Mentors.
Is that Tim Ferriss?
It is Tim Ferriss. Yeah,
Mm,
it's nice when you're busy because it's important to continually like kind of self develop and it's good. It's a good book because it's like bite sized and you can
yeah,
pick up some gems. One of the values we have is massive imperfect action and speed of implementation. If you can weigh those over perfectionism and ego,
yeah,
ego is really where like we want it's a fine balance, right? You want to have that level of ego where you're competitive, but it has to be like healthy. At the end of the day, the main competition is self.
yeah.
It's how I look at it personally, and I think the founders would agree.
It's
Maybe
really
phrase it a
like
bit different.
directionally correct rather than absolutely correct.
Correct. How self-critical are you?
I'd say fairly. I try to keep myself to a higher standard. In I come from a very regimented lifestyle, especially being from back in the day of playing football. So kind of like sticking to a specific standard level of standard is key to me.
Got
Hygiene.
got it. And who do you live with, man? You got it looks like a nice little place there. What's that?
Myself,
Nice.
just lonely, but it's good.
That's business, man. But that's seasons. Right now, I like
I-
loneliness, but I'm never alone, dude. I got these guys, and then I do community work, and I stay plugged in. But um, cool. So I've had a fire to put out for the last 30 minutes, but it's really important to do this because I don't want to waste your time. You
Mhm.
definitely don't want somebody to fucking gaslight you and tell you, "Hey, you're gonna come on and you're gonna make all this money and all this bullshit," right? That is not me, bro.
Mm.
That's not me. So from a ramping standpoint, we'll cover that. I think you can knock out some of the stuff that I told you to work on, but I do would like you to look at that because I think something that I learned from Tom Bilyeu, the guy exited Quest, multi hundreds of millions. He's got a great podcast, a little heady, bit heady, man. But
He is, isn't he?
if you want clarity, you have to look at those short term, mid term, long term goals in every area of your life: health, wealth, spiritual. That's how I look at it. You have to set those goals, make them a bit unreasonable. From a sales level, we set projections and then goals. Because if you hit your projections, you can't be able to bitch about it.
Yeah,
If you fall short of your goals, returning your projections, cool. Why didn't we hit our goals? We'll get into that stuff. But clarity comes from really knowing where you want to go. And that changes, right? So that's something we want to check in on regularly.
yeah,
So so for me, I'd love for you to think on that, right? Like, where do I want to be intrinsically, extrinsically, and try to define that. And then what do you need to do and what do we need to do so that we can together make sure that everybody is moving towards those things in a reasonably unreasonable time frame?
yeah. What's the timeline?
Good question, man. So work with me, right? Because end of the day, we're growing and the open, honest communication and getting deeper and having these conversations up front is much better.
Mm.
They just don't know what they don't know. I feel like your phenotype and your accent especially is almost like a pattern. Are you familiar with the term pattern interrupt?
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think you will close very well. I like people that are blanker on the slate side, but your past knowledge is very transferable, right? Some of the richest men in the world happen to just take something from this and that. So I liked everything I saw. So we're at a trial period. We're in a ramp up
yeah,
phase. To get to those goals, whenever we get to that next call, so I got a big fire to put out right now,
right
a
now,
big fire. Yeah, it is bugger pig though. But uh, let's figure out what that is, man.
yeah,
And then once you start doing some reverse engineering and we get back on, I'll give you some more clarity on the ramping and all the specificity on the program to offer all that stuff. But I want to make sure that we can get you to those. And I'll tell you up front if it's not going to happen. Trial period is trial period. We'll know within 2 weeks whether it's a keeper or not. That's how I look
yeah,
at it, right? Now, as far as it's typical shit, man, just show up, do your best, try to pay attention, be honest, be open. Because if it shifts to like a hey, and that's it. That's all I ask for is just transparency, and I give it in spades. I'm a little bit too unfiltered at times. So
mm.
anyway, I'm gonna go get my fire hose and wear some extra fire retardant shit because it's time to roll up the sleeves and get to it. But hey,
A
Ben,
big part.
you're on Slack with me.
Mm.
Let me know the working hours and everything like that,
Yeah,
and we'll catch up soon. Yeah.